What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Um, let's start off with the awards. The Springboks dominating the Player of the Year awards with 75%. Three of the four nominees are South African. Cheslin Kolby, Eben Etzebeth, Peter Steph Toy, and then um, Doris from Ireland, the captain. I think it's safe to say that South Africa will most likely walk away with that um, Play of the Year award. It's going to be very difficult to decide um, between the South Africans because you have Eben that has set the record and been consistent over all the years. You have Peter Steph that had an amazing championship, and then you have Colby that always just plays brilliantly and creates and assists and scores so many tries. Um, so we're looking forward to those award ceremonies. It's on the 24th of November, and then we'll see who wins from the nominations. Then we have by the breakthrough season. Breakthrough season, we have one South African there, Sasha Ngombazulu Feinberg. Had an amazing start to the season. Played a couple of games in the championship, picked up an injury, had a good friendlies also before that. I think my money is on Walsatiti from New Zealand, coming through the ranks and just bringing young, explosive dynamics to the team. He really made a massive difference. And then the young guy from Ireland as well, what's his name? Is it James Osborne, the guy who won the game for them against South Africa, the second test. He's in for a good shout as well because of what he did for Ireland in that match. And then you have Waboso of England. I doubt that he will get that title. I know it's individual titles, but at the end of it, that's also what your team has done. And unfortunately for him, England is struggling at the moment. Their win percentage is below 50%. They've lost all three of their Autumn Nations games so far. So yeah, talking about that, England is actually, let's talk about that. England played the Springboks this weekend. They actually did well, much better than I expected. I thought that South Africa would run away with the match after seeing how poorly England defended against Australia. South Africa never seemed to get out of third gear. Seemed like they started the game and they were comfortable and they just did what they had to do to keep the match going. What I can say is that it turned out to be much closer than the South Africans thought. Kolby scoring two amazing tries, one try reverse from Arendse, and then Scrumov having a massive try as well. Two of the tries that I saw is again England once again defensive blunders. Delaney breaking through the middle field, running two guys over, bursting two tackles, skip passing to Cheslin stepping the 15 and try. The poor 15 had a horrible game. He was beaten 3 times for 3 tries this past weekend. Even the try that Grant Williams scored, he comes through between two forwards, one falling for the dummy, the other one going for the tackle and just not getting enough hands on him. Grant stepping the 15 and then in for a try. So England's issues is definitely deriving from the defense. So I don't know if you would blame the players for that or do you blame the system for that, because it's becoming a norm now that defensive blunders lead to tries against England. So you know that there's a try that you can get from them. I would say that the game of the weekend, that was Ireland versus Argentina. No. France versus the All Blacks. But Ireland versus Argentina, I think Argentina was unlucky. I think the penalty at the end, or the knock-on that was called at the end, they was just unlucky. I think Ireland was robbed in that game. Argentina was robbed in that game, and they were supposed to beat Argentina. Argentina got lucky in that one, but well done to Argentina. They can keep their heads high. Tough week for them coming up. They're playing France. They did beat France once this year, but like I said, it was against a weakened side. So France sent a couple of the youngsters over to face Argentina, and they won one and they lost one. And on that note, I think France will play the better team. Leading into the All Blacks versus France. What a game! 29-30. France narrowly scraping it. New Zealand, I thought New Zealand could have done a little bit better, but I expected it to be a tough game for them because France is one of the greatest rivals behind the Springboks. So I would say it was one of the best games of the season. Australia gave Wales a hiding that I didn't see coming. I knew Wales was doing bad this year. I know Australia did beat them twice already, but I didn't see Wales falling so far behind to the point where they are right now. I think Wales rugby should be worried, and it doesn't get easier for them because they're playing South Africa this coming weekend. So I don't know. South Africa will definitely, obviously, I think South Africa will beat them. I think South Africa will make a lot of changes again. They'll bring in a lot of the younger guys again just to give them the experience. South Africa is doing a lot of intermixing, bringing in old and more experienced. I won't say old, but the more experienced guys, they're swapping them in and out with the youngsters, gaining experience. I'm so sorry about that. And then Scotland versus the Aussies. That's gonna be a nice game. You're going to have hardcore Scottish set pieces and then defense, but you're going to. Is Australia going to be able to do what South Africa did and outlast the Scottish? The Scottish has an amazing starting lineup, like I said, but they don't have the depth that South Africa had, and that is what ultimately led to their demise. The same with England as well. England was in the game until the South Africans started making changes, and then All Blacks versus Italy. I think All Blacks is also going to use a lot of the younger guys just to gain confidence. I think All Blacks and England have games this weekend that where they can gain confidence back. I think the All Blacks is more about the building phase, and England is more about gaining confidence back. They're playing Japan, and it gives them an opportunity to get that losses behind them and just do well against Japan. But on the other hand, if they lose to Japan, then they're even further in the dump than they were. Scotland is a prime example. They played Portugal this past weekend, and what they did against Portugal, I think it was 59-20 or 59-21, and I think that is sometimes what you need when you come from a loss or when you have a couple of losses behind you. So I'm hoping that England bounces back, but also for World Rugby, like the same with Fiji beating Wales. It will be a good thing if you get a Japan upsetting in England, but I'm telling you, English rugby needs a victory after the tough year that they had. I think for me the game this weekend that's going to stand out is the France-Argentina game. Ireland is playing Fiji, so that's another trial for Argentina just to bring in some new young guys, and I think we're going to see that from Ireland. You're going to see the changes coming in. So I think my game for the weekend will probably be France-Argentina and Scotland versus Australia. The France-Argentina game is on the Friday. Then you have the Scotland versus the Aussies Scotland game versus Australia on Sunday. That's a nice, lovely way to end the weekend. So tomorrow is the 21st, 22nd. So on Monday is the International Rugby Awards ceremony. Looking forward to it to see if South Africa can take it I know last year, I think last year, Adi Savir won it after the World Cup, which was shocking, obviously. But this year, I think they got it right. I think the one guy that is hard done by that missed out was Oxenche. He was a nominee, but on the nominees list, but unfortunately he didn't get it. But I think he is hard done by, and I think he's one of, if not the best. He is the best in the world in his position, and I think if you do your basics right and you do what your functions of your position, and you go above and beyond what your position entails, you should be one of the players of the year. Kolby is supposed to be outscoring everyone, supposed to be the trial playmaker. It's a bit, and Peter Steph should be winning lineouts, be doing well at racks. Our lineouts haven't been the best. It's a bit, and Peter Steph is mainly in there, I think, because of the gameplay. That being said, Oxenche hasn't lost a scrum, hasn't had a scrum penalty against him. I don't even think he's been part of a scrum where he's being dominated in how many years now, and he hasn't got a nominee. He's making tackles, he's throwing his body around. Now you can see he's much more involved in a different way. Other than that, I think we have a great weekend coming up for rugby once again. And then when I think after this weekend is back to URC, and then I got amazing news. I got some tickets to the Sevens, so I'm looking forward to that as well. The South African Sevens, the Cape Town Sevens. It's on the 9th. I have tickets for the 9th. So the 8th is the knockouts. No, the group stages, and the 9th is the knockouts. So I'm looking forward to see it. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, guys, if you like the content. Also leave a comment and say what you like me to talk about more. Ask me questions about our amateur club rugby in South Africa, and asking questions about some of the ways that South African rugby, why it is the way it is, or what do I think, or what do you think is what game I should focus on for this coming weekend. Enjoy your day further. Bye.